Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft Amplified server. I want to jump straight into things this episode, and then I pressed F5 and noticed that I have my diamond armor on. That's from the Matra TFC. I'm going to just chuck this in here to remind me to sort that out later. As of right now though, I want to show you what we're going to be doing. I don't want to spend too much time on this, it's just a quick change that we need to make, and I need to have a little chat with you as well. So this thing right here, this is our item filtering system that's going to deliver specific items like dirt, if we have a look there, and cobble over here, into these minecart chests to deliver them to the specific storage parts of our base. Like up there goes to the cobblestone. Now this worked on my plot world. I got a theory that what I did is instead of using pad rails, I actually used detector rails, and that's how they were able to detect the contents of the minecart chest through the comparator. So what this going to do is basically once the minecart chest has a certain amount of items in it defined by the signal strength from the comparator, it's then going to send it on its way and it can deliver the items to its intended area. And it never worked. And it also occurred to me that I've never come over here and just manually given them a nudge, because I do believe... Why don't you want to go? There we go. I do believe this thing is sort of backed up all the way, or mostly all of the way. Yeah, it's pretty much backed up all the way. So we'll give it a nudge and send it on its way. And I don't think I've even tested that all of these things have been set up correctly. So anyway, we did a live stream the other day. It was absolutely fantastic. Had a really good time. And we did some redstoning. And yeah, it looks like this thing is working just fine if we right click on that. Yep, the cobblestone is leaving the minecart chest. It works as intended. So when that thing is fully empty, it should come back. And I can't seem to right click on it. Let's go check up on the other one. And yeah, in this live stream we came up with a solution for this, so I'm not going to spend too much time going over it. I'm just going to build part of the solution, show you them compared side by side, and then finish building it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was changing things here on the channel. So for the longest time we do Hermitcraft on a Saturday and a Tuesday, and I just want to give you a heads up, probably not going to do it on the weekend anymore. I decided that I want to put out... Hey, what are you doing in my base? My Do You Know Minecraft tutorials, you know, all those sorts of videos on the weekends now, and leave the Let's Plays for the week. So you might see Hermitcraft come out on a Tuesday and a Friday, or maybe a Monday and a Friday. So I thought I'd give you a heads up and let you know that things are going to change. So yeah, I will obviously make sure that this works when it empties out all of the cobblestone. We'll come back and check up on that. But as I said, I'm going to build a segment of the solution over here, and then I can show you them side by side, explain how the new one works, and then we'll finish building it. Something a little unexpected has happened over here. I came to check up on the minecart because I thought it had been a while that they'd been over here, and you can see from the contents of these hoppers that it had been emptying them, but they got stuck over here, and as soon as I right clicked on it I could start to see the items flowing out. So if we click on the minecart chest, this thing can be real finicky to click on. Yeah, items are now flowing out. So I don't know what's up with that. Sometimes if you use MC-Edit to put things into a world, like the hoppers are bugged out when you paste them in and they require you clicking on them to activate them. But the thing there is that one's been placed normally in this world. So I don't know what that's about, but get my eye on things and fix that. I'm going to go check up on the cobblestone and see if anything similar is happening over there. It would appear to be the exact same problem on this side and the exact same hopper. Watch what happens when I click on it. Bam! We see the cobblestone going through, and now... hello! And now it's going to go through here as well. Yeah, it's so bizarre, so bizarre. Not until I clicked on it, and the exact same one as well. I really don't know what that's about, but at least we know how to fix it. Oh, you got to laugh sometimes. We're back over here again, and it stopped again, and then it hit me. Aha, we're powering this block with redstone, which is locking the hopper on the side. Now the thing is, this wouldn't normally bring over a full chest of items, right? So by the time it's unloaded all the ones it wanted to into those hoppers right there, it would be empty, and oh no, this thing would be full. So I guess if it could fit into those hoppers in front, then it would unload and they'd be free to sort of move around into the next areas. I don't think that's going to work. I might need to rebuild this, but if it brings over enough items for it to buffer up on this side, like basically less than 15 stacks, then it would actually work. So we might not end up fixing that. Funny little thing. Anyway, let's have a look around here because this bit is done now. So we can put some items into here. In fact, let's put them in the chest up the top. And they're going to start to flow down below. So we can detect with the comparator here what's inside this chest because it's on an activator rail which is pointing upwards. So we use the signal strength across the back here. When there's enough items in it for it to reach this bit, it's going to pass the signal through the hopper. and then the piston is going to retract and it's going to go on its way. So that's awesome. And I think the only problem there is to look out for is maybe if it backs up in a particular way, you might end up with an item being dispensed out of the dropper, but I don't think this thing can fill up because it's always going to be putting items into the chest in front of it. Unless it goes away and this thing fills up to the maximum and then it comes back, you lose one item, which I don't think will ever really happen. So I'm happy with the system. I'm absolutely fine with that if that's going to be a problem. If it is, we might find a solution, but for now I'm not too fussed and I'm just going to finish building this thing. So this thing right here is done. As I go to record, I notice a little piggy up there in the storage system. That one over there is Romeo, this one's Ruben, I think. We have to give them name tags at some point, it's so funny. Anyway, this thing is done, and all of the items that we had in here before have been successfully transferred over to their different parts. And now we're starting up on a whole bunch of new things that need to be sorted. So at the moment nothing's been sent out because it needs a much longer signal strength, although that whole system didn't work before. But anyway, I'm hoping that it'll be under 15 stacks, because if it is under 15 then all of the items can get transferred into the hopper before it unlocks, which is a bit of a design flaw right there. I might look at redoing that. Anyway, as I've done this was supposed to be a quick little project, then I realised, oh, now we've got to hook up the rest of the storage. So I've been digging tunnels that go around the side here. In fact, we've just got 2 of them that need to come out to the other side. So they both go up here side by side, and they go across the top here. It comes uncomfortably close to the surface, but what I'm thinking we can do is put some grass over at this height right here. And then this bit right here is above our entrance, and then we're on the other side. So around here I'm going to hook it up with, I think that one is stone, the next one across is sand. If we jump down below, you can see that I had to put in these 2 right here, the rails, to sort of go across, and then I thought if we put a third one there it will look good, and it actually looks nicer than just having plain stone, so that worked out well. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing at the moment, is just hooking up our storage to these bits over here. Okay, it's all done now, but I found us a big problem, a big Minecraft problem. So here you can see are the little unloaders. If we go around to this side, unfortunately our stone is being loaded up with sand as well. So let's click on this minecart chest. Actually it's this one, isn't it? Wait a minute. How is that full? No, I'm clicking on the hoppers. Like, you look straight ahead and you actually open the hopper by mistake. So this one right here has got loads of sand in it. And what's weird is that's the hopper with stone, and this is the one with sand, and yet somehow it's going into the wrong minecart chest. And this isn't the first time I've seen that happen. After we recorded our last episode, I did notice something wrong. What's the best way to get to where I want to go? Something wrong with some of the stuff that we did in that one. Let's go this way. Yes, this is going to be the correct way. So down here we had another like minecart unloading system, and this one seems to have the same problem. So if we have a look, we have well, I guess there'll be nothing there. We have sticks on that side and bottles on this side. This minecart chest right here has sticks in it, and this one has just has sticks. So it's like this hopper can also give items to this minecart chest over here. And that's just got to be some sort of weird Minecraft bug that maybe isn't too well known about. And that's going to cause an issue for a couple of our things. I mean, it means that sticks end up in the chests with all the bottles, so that's really not going to break anything. And it also means sand ends up in our stone chest, once again not really breaking anything, just a bit of an inconvenience. The problem would be though, if bottles were to go into the sticks chest, then they would cause an issue when they go around into this system, because then they would break it. So at the moment the issue itself isn't exactly critical, but it isn't like much of a much of a good thing, is it? And it's one of those ones you want to get fixed, but who knows, they're probably not even aware that happens. Well, that was the definition of a detour right there. 9 minutes into this video, and that was only supposed to be a quick something at the beginning. Like so many things in this game, you just get carried away with it. But whatever, let's move on to the subject of today's video, which is going to be a slime block elevator. It's going to take us between all of the floors. Now, I know what some of you will be thinking. This thing over here, our staircase, this is an aesthetic project. It's all about the looks and the feel. I love this thing, by the way, like the mineshaft feel of it, the way it goes straight down. It looks seriously cool, and this is still going to be good. If you want to go down or up by a floor, this thing is good to run around if you're over in this area. However, let's say you want to go all the way down to the bottom, or you want to go down or up by a few floors at a time, then the elevator over on this side is the one to use. This is going to be a redstone slime block elevator, and it's going to fit into this little bit of space over here. So the idea is you've got like the front part right here, which is going to be this 2x3 area. Then we have a wall, and then we've got this little area here for all of the redstone to go behind it. And the way that this one works is we walk up to it, we press a button to go down or a button to go up. And of course you've got to stand on the slime block, which will go right here. So then you can go up and down a floor at a time. Of course, if you want to go all the way down to the bottom, it just means what you've got to do is, press the button over and over again each time you land, which I think is a really good way of using it. And I must remind myself, we want to make the visuals or the blocks in this area right here very representational of what's on that floor. So this one will be sandstone. The one down below will probably have the orange sandstone, and then below that prismarine blocks. So as you go up and down, you've got a clear indicator of what floor you're on. But anyway, right now what I've got to do is I've got to say a massive thank you to my buddy Fennoman. He's a really great guy. I've known him for the longest of times, and sometimes me and Redstone don't get along too well. I was really struggling to make this slime block elevator work, and I couldn't figure it out. There was actually something that made it quite difficult. If we have a look over here, the height between each of the floors is actually like a distance that's a bit awkward to do with the slime blocks, because there's an optimal distance for jumping a player up and landing them on the slime block above. And because of the height of the floors, it made that really awkward to do. I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, let's get to the point. My buddy Fennoman came to the rescue here. I was wondering, how am I going to get this slime block elevator to work? And he came along and made it. It's amazing, really reliable. We've been playing around with it on the plot world. So I want to say a huge thank you to you, Fenno, if you're watching. I do know he watches some of my videos. And of course, if you guys are interested in Redstone, take the time to go and check Fennoman out. He does some really great stuff with Redstone. So I'll of course put a link to his channel in the description box. But thanks to him, we can now build this elevator. There's no way I could have done it by myself. So I'm going to now do all the preparation stuff and start building it. I've got resources to gather. We've got to clear out a big space right here for it to go all the way down to the floors below, and then we can start construction of it. So now we can get a good feel for what this is going to be like. So we walk up to this thing, you can see loads of sandstone, looks really nice. I like that there's a redstone torch there exposed. I think that looks cool. And we press the button on the right to go down. The one on the left is to take you up. So we fall down to the floor below, and here we've got our orange sandstone. And I really like this texture. It is quite powerful though, and it's gotten me thinking about this floor over here. I want to tear out what's on the right hand side there, because it's going to mess up what we've got going on below on the potion floor. And I've actually thought about a project which would have a similar entrance to the shape of this right here, which would make it ideal for putting on that side. And then it got me thinking about the whole colour scheme that we're using here, and we've had some successes recently with you guys tweeting me different alternatives to the things that I've designed down there on the potion floor. So if you want to do the same thing for this floor, then feel free to tweet me some designs or themes that you think could look good. I really do want to keep the jungle and the orange. That was the main challenge here, but I kind of feel like this is going to be the ugliest floor in the base, and renovating it now would probably be a good idea. So yeah, tweet me if you've got any suggestions or ideas. Let's pop down to the floor down below. This one is prismarine. Those bricks look absolutely lovely, and that's going to tie into this floor pretty well, I think. And this one is really almost done now. We've got a little bit of space over the back here. There's nothing specific that I want to fill this up with. I was thinking though, if we do get some more potions in 1.9, then maybe we'll do a diagonal thing like we've got with the bottle over there for the new potion types. But otherwise, this room is very close to being finished. And then if we go down to the floor below, you can see there's nothing here because we haven't started this floor yet. So that's how the elevator is going to kind of look and work. In between each floor though, we are going to have like a midway step, so when you fall down there's going to be nothing to stop you falling. When you go up though, you can't go all the way up to the floor above. You need something in the middle to send you up again, and that's where I got stuck with this elevator, because there isn't actually an even middle point. It has to be, I think, slightly closer to that one, the middle, and that makes all the timing difficult, and Fenno managed to figure all of that stuff out. So I'll build a bit more of this and then I'll be able to show you. In fact, I think by the time I next record, most of this will probably be done. So this is the top of the slime block elevator, and it comes out into an area that's going to need some terraforming now, because we want to cover up this redstone right here. Also, we're probably going to do a little building up the top here as well, so when I get in the mood for building again, there'll be an opportunity to do something right there. I've also taken out the nether portal, by the way, so that needs to go somewhere in this area as well. So the idea is that you'll come through from the nether and you'll be at this floor right here, so you can go down into the base. Well, that was rude. The base down below, or you can explore the outside world depending on what it is you want to do. I need to get rid of this thing. It's a mob spawner basically, isn't it? which is going to lower our rates on the witch farm. I keep shooting way too much above him. We're a lot closer than I think we are. Yeah, so let's press this button, go down to the one down below, and you see we bounce up and down a lot. So you can hold down space, but then you sort of do this, and then you can hold down shift, and you'll stop completely. Now what's cool is if you're going up in this elevator, you can continue to hold down shift, but you have to let go of it to press the button. I've tested every single part except for that bit. I've literally just done the redstone for this, so ignore that. I'll fix that in a moment. Let's go down to the one down below. So we're holding down shift, press the button, and like that we come all the way up to the top, and then we're standing still on this thing, which is really cool. But when it comes to going up the elevator, or sorry, going down it, you have to hold down space and then shift to stop yourself from bouncing around. So I have checked this, and all of it works. And I don't think there's too much else to talk to, other than in between each little segment, you can see there that we're using slabs, and then I've used slabs here on the one that doesn't have a theme yet. So let's go and back up, hold down space and then shift. Can we hold down shift straight away? I've got a feeling you take damage. No, you don't. Okay, you can hold down. Oh yeah, it's going down that you have to hold down space and shift. Okay, so if we hold down shift going down, you take damage. Right, I'm still getting used to using this elevator. Anyway, we have a little bit of a mystery to solve, so we're going to head back up to the floor up above, because a while ago I was smelting some stone, and I can't remember, I think I was in a Skype call with someone and I was talking about it, but basically I chucked in a load of cobblestone and it never came back up into this chest, and that was a little bit confusing. So I went down and checked everything, and everything seemed to be in order. So I did it again just now. I must have put in about a stack and a half of cobblestone, and only 4 blocks of stone came back up into here. So something is definitely wrong. We're going to grab some cobblestone right here, and I'm going to show you how it is that I checked for all of this stuff. And the cobblestone is coming back into the chest, because we now have all of the hoppers behind it filled up, which is really cool, which we did earlier. So we're going to put in 2 stacks, and I'm just going to wait a little bit, because this stuff will start smelting immediately, and then it should get sent back up. So the first 8 blocks have been split across all of them. They'll be smelted, pretty much right now. They'll go into the hoppers and they'll start to come back up. So we're going to give it a moment, and then we're going to go check the chest. This time the stone appears to actually be coming back up into the chest, which is kind of annoying, because without being able to recreate the same problem, how am I going to fix it? That may just be something I have to keep my eye on. Anyway, I'm going to give it some more time and see if we lose any of it, because we put in 2 stacks, we should get 2 stacks in return. Finally, I think I've solved the mystery. So if we hop over here, you'll see that there is, well, now there's not because I threw in more cobblestone, but basically we were 8 short. We put in 2 stacks, we got back a stack and 56, and then I checked every single one of these droppers and hoppers coming down from the bottom, and there was nothing at all. And then I realised, hey, wait a minute, we're missing a step here. When we put the items in to the system, that's another step altogether, and down here you can see this bit of redstone that locks all the hoppers. Something here is not quite right, because that's got some food and some cobblestone in, and so somehow what we're doing here is interfering with the whole process, and it might need rewiring in general, because this also locks the hoppers down below, and we're now using sticks to smelt, so that might interfere with the process, if that makes sense. So I don't want to really rip anything up. Actually, I tell you what, if we take out these right here, because they're locked, they're not going to get picked up by the hoppers. So they should all be empty. And down here, yeah, that's where our cobblestone is getting lost. So this system doesn't quite work the way I want it to, and I'm not sure how exactly it is I should fix it either. Okay, this isn't going to work in the long run, because it needs more sticks than it's currently getting. And I don't think all of the cobblestone has been evenly distributed as well. So we need some sort of double dispense system for the minecart to send it back and forth a couple more times after, which will probably mean some sort of extra clock somewhere over in this space. As for all of the items getting divided up correctly, let's have a look at what's happened. I think it's because when it does the last row, this locks again. I don't know, but it leaves one behind, and then I'm going to guess the next time we do it, it leaves another one behind. And considering our test a moment ago, we had 8 left behind. Maybe each time I've done this, I just don't get 8 in return, and I've not really been paying 100% attention because I haven't been doing testing to try and figure it out. Therefore, not realised that that's what's happened. But that kind of makes sense. So this design right here needs some revision. This is going to be a real head scratcher. I'm going to have to save it for another day, because we want to lock these hoppers here, but they're also, because of these blocks, going to lock the hoppers down below. And that means for every item that goes into a furnace, only one piece of fuel come in, and we really need 2 sticks to go in there for every item. So it is quite the problem. I don't want to end this episode with me trying to figure this out, because I know it's going to take me some time. So I figured what we would do is a little bit more building, get some progress done right here at the end. I'm going to come back in a moment and I'm going to finish up the rest of the floor down below. And I pressed the wrong button, so we might be tearing up some of the potion room in the future for more potions, but for now what I want to do is just finish this side over here, and then we can say this floor is done, with the exception of the brewing on that side, but you know what I mean. So there we have it. I'd say that looks pretty good. It's a bit of a filler. There's nothing too fancy going on here, but I wanted to keep it simple, and so what we've done is mirrored the little entrance on the opposite side and then just put water in these gaps with iron behind it, and I think it looks real good. I'm happy with it. And also put in some diorite, or some polished diorite over here, and they look real good next to Prismarine. But anyway, let's go up here to the second... No, sorry, this is the second floor. We want to go up by 2 floors, because I just realised that now this floor is also complete. So we have completed 2 floors in one go. Obviously, there's more work, stuff and things to be done on this one. There'll be always things changing, especially behind the scenes here, because we've got all of our automated storage stuff going on. But yeah, 2 floors complete. Feels like we're making some real progress now, which is great. So anyway, that's it from me this episode. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. You know, it makes a big difference here on the channel, and it's always appreciated. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.